Well, today's tactic, we are somewhat coming back to the basics. Let's jump in and see what I mean. This one is called the mid-block Blitz. There is a description on the page I got this from. There is also a video, so as always, check that out. But basically the description says, today we are going over a new tactic for lower league teams in Football Manager. This Football Manager setup is very direct tactic with a 4-1-4-1 formation. So it basically looks like it's supposed to be for lower league teams. I'm not sure how it's going to do with our three teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town. But it does look like they used Arsenal Club de Braga, so definitely not a team that you would associate with the Premier League or maybe the Championship, I don't know. But we're going to take a look at it today. Let's just dive into the Premier League and see how they did. Well, taking a look at the Premier League table, at Liverpool doing, about average. 86 points, 82 goals, not too bad. Aston Villa, though, with 65. Something probably happened there. But on to Liverpool's domestic cup run. They got to the Carabao Cup final, beating Manchester United 2-0. Very well done there. They beat Everton 3-0 in the quarterfinals, and in the FA Cup, they beat them in the quarterfinals again 4-0. They get past Aston Villa 3-0 in the semifinals on their way to an FA Cup final, lost. Man City in extra time, sadly. And only one trophy this season. They fall to RB Salzburg in the Europa League final 1-2. So all in all, yeah, about an average season. 3 runners-up, 1 trophy. Still not too bad. And squad-wise, yeah, about average in the green. That's pretty much what I expected. 25 goals for Salah, 21 for Nunez. Assists 17 for Szoboszlai. Trent with 15. Average rating 7.27 for Konate. But on to Aston Villa's domestic cup run, unfortunately losing out to Everton in penalties in the Carabao Cup third round. And we already saw them get to the FA Cup semi-finals against Liverpool and lose. But another final for these teams, getting to the Europa Conference League final, losing out to Copenhagen 1-0. So yeah, I definitely think they could have done a little bit better here. Squad-wise, they have almost none in the green, which is sad to see, but 17 goals for Diaby, Luis with 13, assist 15 for Luis, McGinn with 13, and then average rating, Leon Bailey gets up there with a 7.05. And I think we found the answer to why Aston Villa didn't do very well. 10 months for Emiliano Buendia. Tyrone Mings out for 10 months. That's 2 big players out for a while. 6 weeks for Diaby. Yeah, that hurts. Literally. Liverpool's data hub looks pretty interesting. Not getting the goals that we kind of saw in the very first table, but they just don't get to where they need to be and should have been and usually get to. Defensively, though, they are looking pretty nice. Goals per game, 2.16, 0.68 conceded, 0.85 XG against. Aston Villa definitely not getting to where they need to be on both departments. They've got the shutouts, however, not much else. I guess possession 1-2 is a nice one, but overall, 1.55 goals per game is really low. 1.29 conceded, 1.33 XG against, all just above average. We definitely see a lot better usually. Premier League stats, 2.26 points per game for Liverpool, 8th place Aston Villa in 1.71. Most goals, Liverpool though in first with 82, drawing with Man City, Aston Villa with 59. Few shots against Liverpool in second with 259, Villa with 397. Most possession, Liverpool making the list with a flat 50%. Most dribbles made, Aston Villa getting the tops with 779, Liverpool with 706. Most tackles won, Aston Villa do make the list here with 881. And most shots for Liverpool in second with 562, Villa with 440. But average in the Premier League generally means average in the Championship, right? Well, not so much in this case. Ipswich in 5th place. Wow, 86 points, 97 goals. They've got the goals, but unfortunately, 5th place is not great. They did get to the final of the playoffs, unfortunately losing out to Leeds in extra time. That hurts. And not doing great in the domestic cups either. Carabao Cup second round against Tottenham 0-3 and an FA Cup third round against Burton 0-2. So overall, yeah, I would love to see a lot better from this team. Squad-wise, a single player in the green, so we know who gets best average rating. But goals, 8 is the tops for Wolfenden and George Hurst, and Chaplin as well. Assists, 12 for Leif Davis, 8 for Connor Chaplin and Wes Burns, and of course, Leif Davis with a 7.14. Championship stats though. 5th place Ipswich, 1.76 points per game. Most goals in second with a flat 100, but still Norwich kicking the crap out of you with 113. Fewest shots against in second with 365. Most dribbles made in first with 944. Most tackles won in second, 1134. And most shots for in second with 633. But now onto the tactic itself. We start out with a sweeper keeper in defend, fullbacks on the left and the right in support, with central defenders in defend in the middle, a DM in defend, and an inverted winger in support on the left, next to a CM in attack, next to a CM in support, next to a winger in support, with a pressing forward in attack up front. Positive mentality, in possession attacking width is fairly wide, approach plays pass into space. Passing directness is slightly more direct, tempo is slightly higher, low crosses, run at defense and be more expressive. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute to the center backs, and then out of possession, a mid-block line of engagement, a standard defensive line, trigger press more often, prevent your goalkeeper distribution, and get stuck in. So overall, how did it work for our three teams? I'm sorry to say, sadly, it didn't. Now again, this is meant for lower leagues. This was specifically designed for the lower leagues. So you don't have a lot of the instructions that you would see in the Championship and the Premier League and all of that. But it didn't work, sadly, here. I mean, you need Ipswich Town going straight towards the goal in just gangbuster fashion. Same with the Liverpool. Aston Villa as well. 65 points just did not cut it with them all that well. But I mean, 86 to Liverpool to 95 for Man City. Yeah, even if you did this yourself, again, this is just a holiday sim, as was the content creator who created this. They just did holiday sims. If you take control of this, do your own match outs, training transfers, things like that, you could do a better job here. Getting 65 up into the 76, 78 mark, it's doable, maybe, but this is kind of on the average mark for our save at least. So let us know how it worked for you in the comments below. But that's been it for me, Stefan FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.